fake HOA cops tried seizing my shotguns didn't know I trained military sniper units. The air was thick with the scent of cut grass and tension that summer evening. My name's Jack Ramsey, a retired Marine sniper instructor, now running a quiet training camp for military units in rural Karen County. My property, a modest 5 acres, was my sanctuary until the HOA decided it wasn't. They'd been hounding me for months over my unsightly range targets and the noise pollution from my training sessions. I ignored their letters. I wasn't breaking any laws, and my land was zoned for this. But that evening, 2 men in crisp uniforms rolled up my gravel drive in an unmarked SUV, badges gleaming, claiming to be HOA enforcement officers. They demanded I surrender my shotguns. Mr. Ramsey, the taller one, a wiry guy with a too-tight collar, barked, "Your firearms violate HOA regulations. Hand them over or we'll seize them." His partner, stocky and sweating, gripped a clipboard like a shield. I leaned against my porch railing, sizing them up. Their badges looked real enough, but something was off. Their boots were too clean, their jargon too rehearsed. I'd trained enough rookies to spot a bluff. "HOA doesn't have cops," I said, voice low. "Show me a warrant." The tall one's eyes flickered. "No warrant, no authority. Just 2 guys playing dress-up, banking on intimidation." I stepped inside, grabbed my 12-gauge Remington, and returned to the porch. "You're trespassing. Leave." That's when it escalated. The stocky one lunged forward, shouting about citizen's arrest. I racked the shotgun, the sound cutting through their bluster like a blade. They froze. The tall one's hand hovered near his hip, but he wasn't armed, just posturing. My pulse was steady. I'd faced worse in Fallujah. But then I saw her, Mrs. Carter, my nosy neighbor, peering over the fence, phone in hand, filming. She'd been the one feeding the HOA my every move, stirring this mess. Her presence shifted the game. If this went south, her video could paint me as the aggressor. "Jack, don't do anything stupid," she yelled, voice shrill. I ignored her, keeping my eyes on the imposters. "You've got 10 seconds to get off my land," I said. The tall one sneered. "You're outnumbered, old man." Outnumbered? I almost laughed. They didn't know I'd trained snipers who could hit a dime at 800 yards. Or that I'd rigged my property with motion sensors after the HOA's last inspection. My phone buzzed in my pocket. My buddy Tom, a local deputy, was en route. I just needed to stall. Then came the twist. The stocky one's radio crackled, and a woman's voice hissed, "Get the guns and go." I caught a glimpse of a third figure in their SUVA, woman in civilian clothes, ducked low. She wasn't HOA, she was orchestrating this. My gut screamed scam. These weren't just overzealous bureaucrats. They were thieves posing as enforcers to steal my arsenal. The realization hit like a tracer round. Karen County's HOA complaints had been a setup, a way to justify this heist. I shifted my stance, angling the shotgun to cover both men. "Who's in the car?" I demanded. Their faces paled. The tall one stammered, "Nobody," but the stocky one cracked, "Just do what we say," or he didn't finish. Tom's cruiser roared up, lights flashing. The imposters bolted for their SUV, but Tom cut them off, drawing his sidearm. The woman in the car screamed as deputies swarmed. Mrs. Carter, still filming, gasped like she'd stumbled into a Hollywood blockbuster. The aftermath was grim. The HOA cops were small-time crooks, hired by the Wumina black market arms dealer, exploiting HOA disputes to target gun owners. Mrs. Carter's videos, meant to damn me, ended up exposing their scheme. She apologized, teary-eyed, claiming she just wanted peace in the neighborhood. I didn't buy it. Her meddling had nearly cost me everything. The HOA dissolved amid the scandal, but the damage was done. My sanctuary felt violated. My trust in this community shattered. I stood on my porch that night, shotgun still in hand, staring at the wooden sign I'd nailed to my fence. Fake HOA tried to take my guns. I trained snipers. It was a warning, raw and real, like the ache in my chest. I'd won, but at what cost? The county hailed me a hero, but I felt like a man who'd barely dodged a trap. The real enemy wasn't just the crooks, it was the petty distrust, the busybodies, the systems that let this fester. What would you do when trust breaks and justice feels hollow? Share your thoughts on where the line lies between right, wrong, and survival.